Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure to announce the names of today's commissionees. Cadet Christopher Ainsworth, Cadet Ian Bridson, Cadet Zachary Pulver, and Cadet Christopher West. We are honored to have you with us today. We are honored to have with us today the Command Chaplain for the Mississippi Army National Guard, Colonel Terry Parton, who will now deliver our invocation. Colonel Parton, please lead us in prayer.
Would you join me as we pray? Father, we are grateful, Father, today for the opportunity of this ceremony, for the hard work and the accomplishments, Father, of these cadets, Father, for what this ceremony represents in work, in sweat and tears, Father, hopefully not in blood, but Father, thank you for the cadre, thank you for USM, Father, and all of our armed services that are represented today. May you bless this time. Father, for these things we're grateful. Amen.
At this time, we will play the national anthem.
You see by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red clouds bursting and gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the University of Southern Mississippi Army ROTC Spring Commissioning Ceremony. I am Major Joseph Hardman, the narrator for this morning ceremony. It is with much anticipation that we assemble here to witness the commissioning ceremony of 4 of the most outstanding men our nation has to offer. We appreciate your participation in this momentous occasion. At this time, I would like to recognize our distinguished participants and guests viewing through Zoom or Facebook Live. President of the University of Southern Mississippi, Dr. Rodney Bennett. United States Senator representing the state of Mississippi, the Honorable Roger Wicker. United States Congressman representing the 4th District of the state of Mississippi, the Honorable Stephen Palazzo. Guest speaker and the Adjutant General for the Mississippi National Guard, Brigadier General Amos Parker. University Provost, Dr. Stephen Moser. Dean of the College of Arts and Science, Dr. Chris Winstead. Commander of 6th Brigade, U.S. Army Cadet Command, Colonel Joseph Bongs. Command Chaplain for the Mississippi Army National Guard, Colonel Terry Parton. Senior Military Instructor for the Army ROTC Department, Master Sergeant Leonard Strickland. President of Military Science and host for today's ceremony, Lieutenant Colonel Walker Norden. Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Dee Dee Anderson. Vice President for Finance and Administration, Ms. Allison Easterwood. Vice Provost for Academic Affairs, Dr. Amy Miller. Dean of Students, Ms. Serena Cantrell. Director of the School of Criminal Justice Department, Dr. Lisa Norred. Vice President of External Affairs, Mr. Chad Driscoll. Director of the Center for Military Veterans, Service Members, and Families, retired Major General Jeff Hammond. Army ROTC Hall of Fame alumni member, retired Major General Buford Blunt. Mississippi Army Reserve's Ambassador, retired Brigadier General Margaret Barnes. Aide to the Secretary of the Army, retired Colonel Dwight Dias. Commander of 66th Troop Command, Brigadier General Stanley Budradas. Commander of Camp Shelby Joint Forces Training Center, Colonel Bobby Ginn. Commander of the 185th Aviation Brigade, Colonel Andrew Rendon. Senior PSYOP Officer of the United States Army Special Operations Command, Colonel Robert A. B. Curris. Commander of the Army School of Music and father of Cadet Pulver, Colonel Bruce Pulver. And now, ladies and gentlemen, may I present the Professor of Military Science, Lieutenant Colonel Walker Norton.
Good morning. Dr. Bennett, Brigadier General Parker, Chaplain Parton, University senior leadership, distinguished guests, friends, colleagues, and family members. Thank you for joining the University of Southern Mississippi Army Reserve Officer Training Corps cadre and team today for the Spring 2020 commissioning ceremony. This is a special day for Cadets Ainsworth, Bridson, Pulver, and West, their families, the University of Southern Mississippi, and the Golden Eagle Army ROTC Battalion. I'm honored to have the opportunity to be a part of this significant event and proud to be a part of the journey for 4 of the Army's newest commissioned officers and leaders. These are truly interesting times. Though this may not be the commissioning ceremony we all envisioned for you when we started your journey in Army ROTC, none of us can argue that this may be the most memorable ceremony for our lifetimes. Because we know that families serve along with their soldiers and play a vital role in the Army support structure, I'd like to take a moment and recognize our commissionees' family members in attendance today. If you're a family member of one of our commissionees, I would like to personally thank you on behalf of Southern Miss and U.S. Army Cadet Command for your unwavering support of these soldiers in their pursuit of academic excellence and military service. Again, thank you very much. Today, we have the opportunity to commission 4 second lieutenants in the United States Army. 3 will serve on active duty, and 1 will serve in the United States Army Reserves. Soon to be second lieutenants. Today is the first day in your service to our nation's Army as an officer. You will be looked to for leadership, and you will be charged with the care and employment of our nation's most precious resource, the sons and daughters of the United States of America. Safeguard them and ensure they are well trained and equipped to accomplish our country's missions. Most importantly, remember that it is called service for a reason. As an officer and leader, taking care of soldiers is your top priority. Know them like you know your family. This ensures that you won't take lightly the decision to send them into harm's way. Seek pride from their victories and the successes of your team rather than your own. Provide opportunities for your soldiers to grow and succeed professionally. Always strive to become a better leader. But remember to also take time to enjoy the journey. Your efforts will set the conditions for the successful future of our nation. Do not compromise your integrity. Be consistent in your decision-making process and sustain an organizational reputation that exemplifies the Army values. In short, as we've discussed many times before in the classroom and in lab, be, know, do. And as a great leader and mentor of mine used to tell me, remember, the Army only owes you one thing, good leadership. I now have the pleasure of introducing our guest speaker, Brigadier General Amos P. Parker, Jr., the Assistant Adjutant General for the Mississippi Army National Guard. Brigadier General Parker is a lifelong resident of Summit, Mississippi, an ROTC graduate of the University of Mississippi. Sure, we'll try not to hold that against you today. As a career infantryman, he joined the Army in 1986 and was commissioned in 1988. He spent the majority of his career serving in a multitude of positions in the 155th Infantry Brigade Combat Team with multiple tours in Iraq. He commanded the 154th Regimental Regional Training Institute and recently served as the Chief of Staff for the Mississippi Army National Guard before being selected as Assistant Adjutant General. Honestly, it would take the remainder of the ceremony to list all of his accomplishments, his awards, and decorations. But I would like to point out that he is not only a leader in uniform, but also in the Summit community and Mississippi writ large. He serves as a member of the Summit Fire Department, an active member of Summit First Baptist Church, an adjunct instructor at Southwest Community College. He's a volunteer with the Pike County Special Olympics, a sponsor of Miracle League softball, and an avid supporter of ROTC programs throughout the state. Brigadier General Parker, it is our honor to welcome you and have you as our guest speaker today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity to speak and allowing someone who graduated from Ole Miss to actually participate in USM's commissioning. When I was asked to speak a couple of weeks ago, I was thinking about what to say, what kind of words of wisdom to pass on, and quite honestly, with the people who are actually listening or are on this Zoom today, you have a lot of people out there with a lot more experience that we all could listen to and pay attention to. So I got a few things I'm going to highlight, and actually, you just heard some of it already in introductory remarks there, and these aren't going to sound like huge words of wisdom. They're going to sound fairly simple, but I think as you think through and I'd ask that you think about it in the coming days, and as you start to move forward in your careers, really define what you believe this is to you. And I think you'll find that looking back that you'll have to do these kind of things to prepare for the future. So the first thing is be prepared. I had a mentor of mine one time before say, you have to be prepared. And you sit there and think about, so what does that mean? What, be prepared for what? How do I do that? And I put these in a couple of categories. One, be prepared physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. If you do those things, if you're prepared in those areas, those will help build a foundation for you as you develop into a leader. You'll have to become the expert in your field. You study your profession. And soon there are going to be soldiers that are depending on you to make sound decisions. And making sound decisions come from being prepared in these areas, I believe. You're going to be responsible for a diverse group of soldiers that will come to you with a wide range of issues and challenges. Of the least of them are probably questions about what's the most effective range of a weapon system. If that's all you had to deal with, you're going to be in good shape. But I'm afraid that that's not going to be the case. So you must be prepared to face any of those challenges that the people that are that you are in charge with to lead will come with. You're going to be a leader, and you are a leader now in a complex time and a complex environment. You'll never know what you'll face. When I commissioned, no one told me that I would mobilize, deploy 3 times. No one told me the type of responses I would be responding to from a domestic standpoint. There's no way to know that really, and being prepared in your skill and your craft is how you're going to make it through there. I guarantee you, no one thought that you would have to be commissioning in a pandemic. If you thought about that prior to now, so you can't see the future. You got to be prepared for the unexpected. So fortunately, though, the Army has different ways of helping you through that. I mean, we have schools, we have training events. There's all kind of resources that you can tap into. But the one thing that you can't get up front is that's experience. So how do you get that? So I tell you, the next thing that you need is a mentor, someone that you can count on, someone that you can go to for these questions. And again, you heard that alluded to before. All of us have someone that we can go back to through our careers and ask those questions. It could be someone in your chain of command. It could be someone that really, honestly, maybe not in your chain of command. For me, it was Lieutenant Colonel Russ Miller. He was the professor of military science at Ole Miss when I was there. And through my career, I went back to him time and time again even after he'd retired, just to have someone to bounce ideas off of, someone that that you trusted and had, that you knew had that experience, and that you could really can just be open and honest with, knowing that they'd give you that feedback. He told us one time in our classes, he gave us a kit bag, and it really wasn't a real bag, but here's what he called it. As we, in every class that we had, we would put something in that bag, different experiences, lessons learned, things that not just that he experienced, but other NCOs that we had in our class and the formations. And he said, keep these, and you will always dig back into this bag and pull something out that'll help you, give you a starting point. It may not be the answer, but a starting point. And I've always done that through my career, and I've found that to be true. So having a mentor is critical, and I know we don't really place enough emphasis on it, I don't believe, throughout your career, to have someone that you can go back to. When I went to Fort Benning for a pre-command course, a battalion pre-command course, we had the opportunity to engage with some of the captains there that were going through their courses at the time. And so this question and answering session went back and forth, and it was really about allowing captains to have an opportunity to talk to someone who's about to take battalion command, what we thought we would look for in company commanders, and just have some kind of dialogue. And in that course of that back and forth, someone asked me the question of, what is the difference between a good leader and a great leader? You know, at the moment there, I was trying to quickly try to come up with what I thought that answer was, how to explain what I thought the differences were. I'm not sure if I really, at that time, gave a good answer. But I tell you right now, what I believe kind of makes that difference is the human dimension part of leadership. It's taking the personal responsibility of the soldiers that you are asked to lead. You know, a good leader can tell you how far that tank is going to shoot, or how far that truck will drive on a tank of gas. I mean, those are good traits. You need to know those. Great leaders probably know that as well. But if that's all you really focus on and are, then you're a good leader. Those things are expected of you. But a great leader is someone who really knows his soldiers. You know when it's coming time for them to get promoted. You know when it's time possibly for some kind of interaction with them because they're dealing with some issue. You pay attention to their surroundings. You know when possibly, you know, someone's birthday is coming. Now, you may not, as you go through your career, you're not going to obviously be able to keep up with everyone as that grows, those numbers grow. But it's taking those kind of personal actions, being involved with them enough to know that soldier personally. And so what you're trying to gain is not just respect, but trust. You want to be that leader that someone wants to follow, not just because they have to, because they're in chain of command. It's because they trust you and they want to follow you. We've all had leaders that you follow because you wanted to, and you did not want to let them down at all. And it's those kind of leaders that took that kind of interest in you that made me really try harder. And so I tell you that you have to really focus on the interpersonal competencies of leadership, team building, negotiating skills, communication. If you will focus on these areas, then you will become a great leader, and you'll be able to really make a difference, not just in the organization that you're now becoming a part of to lead, but in the lives of the individuals you are leading, which is going to make all the difference in the world when it comes to readiness in our organization and being prepared for the future. You didn't get here alone. I know each of you are probably sitting there with family and friends. So I tell you, make sure that you take the time to express your thanks to each of them. This is a journey that you really have just begun, and throughout, I know my career, and I believe those that are, I know there's some that are listening that I know well that would echo the same thing, that it takes the support of your family, your spouses, friends to get to this point, and throughout your career to help support you as you go along. It's a great journey that you're on, but one is also challenging, and it takes definitely a support chain to make it through there. So congratulations on this achievement today. It'll be one that you'll never forget, even if it is through this type of a ceremony. You'll always look back on this day and will remember it. Thanks for letting me be a part of it.
Thank you, General Parker. Again, we appreciate you for taking time out of your busy schedule to participate in today's commissioning, sir. We are about to execute a 4-part ceremony. First, the commissioning oath. At this point, the cadet transitions from a cadet to a second lieutenant. Next, parents, spouses, significant others, or family members will place the shoulder insignia on their uniform. Now the new officers wear their rank, which symbolizes the responsibilities and duties. Third is the first salute, which comes from a non-commissioned officer. It signifies the critical role that non-commissioned officers provide the Army and symbolizes the continuing role that non-commissioned officers will serve in the lives of these newly commissioned officers. Finally, the new officer will offer their remarks, typically thanking friends, family, and advisors. And now the moment for which these cadets have been working towards for many years. We will now commission our new lieutenants. Cadet Ainsworth, prepare to take your oath. Lieutenant Colonel Norton will now administer the commissioning oath.
Cadet Ainsworth, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name.
I, Christopher Ainsworth, Jr.,
having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States in the grade of second lieutenant,
having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States in the grade of second lieutenant,
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter.
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Lieutenant Ainsworth.
Thank you, sir.
Proud of you.
Second Lieutenant Ainsworth will receive a Bachelor of Science degree with a major in liberal studies and a minor in military science. Second Lieutenant Ainsworth was awarded the title of Distinguished Military Graduate for his noteworthy academic achievement and exceptional aptitude for military service. Second Lieutenant Ainsworth will serve on active duty as a quartermaster officer. He is being pinned by his parents, Mr. Chris and Miss Christy Ainsworth, his fiancee, Carrington Payne, and his sister, Savannah Ainsworth.
Thank you, sir.
At this point in our ceremony, our new officers would normally carry on the time-honored tradition of presenting a silver dollar to the first enlisted person who salutes them. This coin will be delivered by an alternate method due to the nature of this virtual ceremony. In this tradition of the coin exchange, the salute represents the respect to the lieutenant's newly earned rank and position. The coin represents much more than a dollar in currency. It signifies the deep sense of gratitude to all enlisted soldiers, especially the NCOs who have trained and developed these young officers. In all, the tradition serves as an acknowledgement from one professional to another and says, welcome to our service and the profession of arms. His first salute will be rendered by Master Sergeant Richard Smith. Master Sergeant Smith, please perform your salute at this time.
Sir, congratulations on your promotion. Thank you, sir, for your awesome leadership to the men and women of the Golden Eagle Battalion.
Master Sergeant, thank you for your leadership outside the formation and in the classroom. To the top.
Hello, sir. Eagle strike.
Second Lieutenant Ainsworth will receive the cadre-signed Army Officer's Guide, Soldier for Life certificate, personal letter from Brigadier General Parker, and a coin. Second Lieutenant Ainsworth is the 1,660th lieutenant to be commissioned from the USM Army ROTC program. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Christopher Ainsworth, please make your remarks.
To my family, friends, cadre, peers, and most importantly, God, thank you for contributing to me at this point in my life. You all have invested countless time, effort, and energy into my development as a young leader. Though I've reached a great milestone, the journey has just begun. I look forward to lead and learn along the way. To those still pursuing the title of Second Lieutenant, stay persistent in your goals and habits. Your time will come. To those thinking of taking the chance to serve and join ROTC, do it. It is a great investment in your intellect and character. It will pay dividends in any profession. Thank you again, and Southern Miss to the top.
Thank you, Lieutenant Ainsworth. Cadet Bridson, prepare to take your oath. Lieutenant Colonel Norton will now administer the commissioning oath.
Cadet Bridson, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name.
I, Ian Robert Bridson,
Having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States in the grade of Second Lieutenant,
having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States in the grade of Second Lieutenant,
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter.
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Lieutenant Bridson. Proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
Second Lieutenant Bridson will receive a Bachelor of Arts with a major in criminal justice and minor in military science. Second Lieutenant Bridson served as both the Cadet Battalion XO and S4 during his last semester. He will serve on active duty as a military police officer. He is being penned by his father, Mr. Chris Bridson, and his stepmother, Miss Gaynor Bridson.
Thank you, sir.
His first salute will be rendered by his father, Sergeant First Class Chris Bridson. Sergeant First Class Bridson, please perform your salute at this time.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, son. I'm very proud of everything that you've achieved so far in your career. And not just following on the traditions set by me, but also by your great-grandfather, who potentially served in the great Big Red One. Duty first.
Victory. Thank you, Dad.
Second Lieutenant Bridson will receive the cadre signed Army Officer's Guide, Soldier for Life certificate, personal letter from Brigadier General Parker, and a coin. Second Lieutenant Bridson is the 1,661st Lieutenant to be commissioned from the USM Army ROTC program. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Ian Bridson, please make your remarks.
First of all, I'd like to thank my family for getting me to this point. I never thought I would graduate from a college or even become a lieutenant. So it means a lot to me that my family could get me here, my cadre. Thank you a lot. I mean, I couldn't have done this without you guys either. It was a great opportunity, and I'd like to thank my nation for giving me this opportunity in the first place. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Lieutenant Bridson. Cadet Pulver, prepare to take your oath. Lieutenant Colonel Norton will now administer the commissioning oath.
Cadet Pulver, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name.
I, Zachary Robert Pulver,
Having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States in the grade of Second Lieutenant,
having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States in the grade of Second Lieutenant,
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter.
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Lieutenant Pulver. Proud of you, Zach. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
Second Lieutenant Pulver will receive a Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering Technology and a minor in Military Science. He will serve in the U.S. Army Reserve as an engineer officer. I would also like to take note that Second Lieutenant Pulver has been a part of an engineering team that has been voluntarily fabricating ventilators and masks using 3D printing technology for our local hospital and healthcare workers during the COVID-19 crisis. His efforts are an inspiration to all of us and a great credit to the Army. Second Lieutenant Pulver is being pinned by his mother, Diane Pulver.
Thank you, sir.
We were proud of you. Hopefully I can get your ring going. You'd think I would have learned by now. Your father and I are extremely proud of you.
Thank you.
Second Lieutenant Pulver's father, Colonel Bruce Pulver, Commandant of the Army School of Music, was not able to join Second Lieutenant Pulver in person, but is with us online. Sir, though you cannot pin on his rank, we would like to offer you the first opportunity to congratulate your son today.
Today's an important day for you, Zach. I wish more than anything that I could be there in person for it. Your mother and I are so proud of the man you've become, and I know you'll become an outstanding officer and leader. Now, hopefully you can see this in the camera. These are my lieutenant bars. And even though I can't present them in person, I'm passing them down to you. You've earned them. I love you, son, and congratulations, Lieutenant.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Colonel Pulver, for that message. His first salute will be rendered by retired United States Marine Corps Staff Sergeant Christopher Pulver. Staff Sergeant Pulver, please perform your salute at this time.
Sir, it is my honor and privilege to present you with the first salute. May your dedication to duty, commitment to excellence, and leadership be an example to all that serve under you. Congratulations, Second Lieutenant Pulver.
Staff Sergeant, thank you for being an inspiration to my father and I. To the top.
Second Lieutenant Pulver will receive the cadre signed Army Officer's Guide, Soldier for Life certificate, personal letter from Brigadier General Parker, and a coin. Second Lieutenant Pulver is the 1,662nd Lieutenant to be commissioned from the USM Army ROTC program. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Zachary Pulver, please make your remarks.
I would like to thank my family, all of my cadre, and my instructors. I'd like to thank Miss Haley for always making sure that I never got left behind on paperwork. I'd like to thank Mr. Chuck Mitchell for aggressively recruiting me, even if he did scare my mother into thinking that this whole thing was going to be Ranger School. I'd like to thank Captain Lewis for taking me under his wing and mentoring me and sticking around to see each of his students commissioned in the end. I'd like to thank Sergeant First Class Lambeth for being the brains and the bronze when leading formation during PT. Even if he uses words that are sometimes a little too big for the rest of us. I'd like to thank my academic advisor, Mr. Adams, for letting me graduate. I'd like to thank Dr. Wan and my friends and colleagues at the Eagle Maker Hub for always being there for me. I'd like to thank each of my uncles and cousins for being stewards and experts in their respective professions and mentoring me to succeed academically. And I'd like to thank Ms. Bragg for showing me that this profession is just as much about creativity and passion as it is about perseverance towards bettering oneself. And lastly, I'd like to thank my father for being a role model for quiet and stoic leadership. And that I not only owe service to my country, but to the several generations of military leaders in my family. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Pulver. Cadet West, prepare to take your oath. Lieutenant Colonel Norton will now administer the commissioning oath.
Cadet West, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name.
I, Christopher Luke West,
Having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States in the grade of Second Lieutenant,
having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States in the grade of Second Lieutenant,
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States,
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter.
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Lieutenant West. Proud of you, man.
Thank you, sir. Means a lot.
Second Lieutenant West was awarded the title of Distinguished Military Graduate for his noteworthy academic achievement. Second Lieutenant West will receive a Bachelor of Arts with a major in criminal justice. He will serve on active duty as an armor officer. He is being penned by his father, Dr. Mike West, and his grandfather, Mr. Dan Bowman Sr.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. Nana and I love you, and we appreciate your decision to protect our nation. And you'll have to move on to better things than shooting turtles and catching alligators.
Thanks, Papa. I love you and Nana both. Appreciate your prior service as well. Love you.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate your service. Appreciate the hard work and the wonderful son you've been. You've always been dedicated, motivated, example to others, been honest. I just want to, on behalf of the whole family, congratulate you on your achievements and your decision to serve this country. You have a long history of military service in this family. Your great-grandfather fought across Europe in World War II, a great uncle that served in Vietnam, your cousin was Army Ranger in Afghanistan, two active duty cousins right now, Air Force and Army, one of which will be your first salute today. And we're very proud of you. And I'd also like to thank all past, present, and future veterans for their service. And my prayer would be that they all can remain safe and healthy throughout their careers and beyond. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dad. Love you. Love you. Thank you for always being a good role model.
Welcome.
His first salute will be rendered by Second Lieutenant West's cousin, Staff Sergeant Jacob Bookout. Staff Sergeant Bookout, please perform your salute at this time.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations. I'm extremely proud of you. I've witnessed you grow from a young man into the leader that you are today. So I wish you the very best. I know you're going to be a great leader. And just remember to lead by example.
Thank you, Staff Sergeant Bookout. I appreciate everything that you've done for me, helping me grow as a leader, always giving me advice, and I'll always look to you for advice.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Love you, man.
Love you.
Second Lieutenant West will receive the cadre-signed Army Officer's Guide, Soldier for Life Certificate, personal letter from Brigadier General Parker, and a coin. Second Lieutenant West is the 1,663rd Lieutenant to be commissioned from the USM Army ROTC program. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Christopher West, please make your remarks.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to start off by thanking my parents, my brother and sister, my immediate family for always having my back and believing in me, letting me know that I could do anything I set my mind to. I'd like to thank my extended family for always having my back as well, always being right there with me, giving me anything that I need. I truly could not have done this without y'all. So thank you, my grandparents, cousins, aunts and uncles. I really appreciate it. I would like to thank my girlfriend for staying by my side through tough times and for always helping me keep a level head. I would like to thank cadre members that shaped and influenced my leadership capabilities. and I plan to continue to learn from those both above and below me in the chain of command. Thank you.
As a tradition in the University of Southern Mississippi Army ROTC commissioning ceremony, each lieutenant will receive a university cord from Dr. Rodney Bennett, President of the University of Southern Mississippi. The red, white, and blue cord signifies the appreciation and respect of the university to the lieutenants for their service to our community, state, and nation. These cords will be worn during the university's commencement ceremony, alongside other graduating veterans, service members, and Air Force commissionees in honor of their commitment to our nation. Due to the nature of this ceremony, the graduation cords have been delivered to each of our commissionees. I ask that each of you, in order of pinning, please have a family member don your red, white, and blue cord at this time.
Southern Miss to the top.
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 Thank you to Dr. Bennett and our university official party for all of your support for these new lieutenants. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for the newest second lieutenants in the United States Army. Congressman Stephen Palazzo was scheduled to be with us, but was pulled away unexpectedly for congressional duties. His office just sent us a video a few minutes ago of him offering some remarks for our new lieutenants.
Good morning, and thank you for inviting me to be a part of such a special ceremony. A big congratulations to our soon-to-be second lieutenants. Southern Miss has a long and proud history of producing great Army leaders, such as my good friends General Buff Blunt, who commanded the 3rd Infantry Division in Iraq, and General Jeff Hammond, who commanded the 4th Infantry Division. Thinking back a few years, it was not long ago that the Army suggested cutting ROTC programs, and USM was on the chopping block. But the alumni of this program, the ROTC cadre, and your members of Congress put a stop to that nonsense. USM's ROTC program produces some of the finest officers in the U.S. Army, and we have no doubt you will live up to that legacy. On a very personal note, I want to thank you for your decision to serve. If serving in the military was easy, more people would do it. But as it is, less than 1% of Americans serve our nation in uniform. Quite honestly, you're the best America has to offer. Go forth and serve your nation with honor, integrity, and courage. Again, congratulations, and God bless each one of you and your families.
We will now share some personal remarks from U.S. Senator Roger Wicker.
Hello, I'm Senator Roger Wicker. To Second Lieutenants Christopher S. Ainsworth, Ian R. Bridson, Zachary R. Pulver, and Christopher West, congratulations. As an ROTC graduate myself, I know firsthand the benefits of a military education experience while in college. You have put in years of hard work to get to this day, and I commend you on a job well done and on achieving this milestone. You are joining the Army at a pivotal time as you lead a new generation of America's soldiers. Your time in the ROTC program at Southern Miss has prepared you for this moment. I know you will serve our country well. I hope you're able to take time and celebrate this important milestone as you embark on the next chapter of your journey in the greatest Army ever known. Congratulations. I'm proud of you.
Lieutenant Colonel Norton will now give the closing remarks.
Congratulations all. Before I give closing remarks, I'd like to share a note from the governor of Mississippi, Governor Tate Reeves, to our new lieutenants. Governor Reeves states, "It is my honor and true pleasure to congratulate you on your commission as a second lieutenant in the United States Army. I know that you and your family are very proud of this milestone in your life. Thank you for your service to the state of Mississippi. Your dedication to the Army Reserve Officer Training Corps is to be commended, and I am grateful for your service in the armed forces. Ellie and I will always stand with our brave men and women in uniform, and will never forget the sacrifices made to keep us safe and free. Congratulations again on your commission as a second lieutenant. It is an honor to commend you on such a wonderful occasion. I wish you the best in all your future endeavors, and I sincerely applaud your service to our country and the great state of Mississippi." Signed, sincerely, Tate Reeves, Governor, Mississippi. Governor Reeves has also provided personal congratulatory letters for each of you that we'll have out to you in the mail in the upcoming weeks. So congratulations again. Your cadre's invested a tremendous amount of time and resources in you and your leadership development. We are all confident that you have the tools to lead and excel professionally as officers, and we're all extremely proud of you. I just can't say it enough. And to echo some of Brigadier General Parker's comments, seek out a mentor to help you along the way in your journey, to offer advice. My mentor is here with us today, Colonel Bob Curris. And sir, if I can just offer a thanks for all that you've done for me over the years, I wouldn't be where I am at today if it weren't for you. That being said, to all of our commissionees, also never forget that the University of Southern Mississippi is your home. Don't hesitate to reach back and leverage the Golden Eagle Battalion, cadre, staff, all of us, for advice or assistance, even after we're gone. In your journey as an officer, be proud that what you do has value, meaning, and impact, not just for Americans, but for those oppressed around the world that your missions will directly assist. Congratulations on your accomplishments and your upcoming graduation from the University of Southern Mississippi. Thank you for your commitment to serve our nation, and Godspeed. Eagle Strike, Southern Miss to the top.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us take a brief moment for the benediction. Chaplain Parton, please lead us in prayer.
Join me if you would. Father, again, we are so thankful for these cadets, Father, for the sacrifices that they've already made, and Father, the sacrifice that they have made a commitment to make as they continue in this leadership process. Father, we do pray that you would give them, Father, wisdom and leadership. Father, give them the tenacity to continue even when things are difficult. Father, we pray that you would support them, Father, through their family, through their leadership above them, from those who serve below, and Father, in other capacities. Father, walk with them, and Father, we'll thank you that you've chosen to use their gifts, talents, and abilities. Lord, again, we're so grateful for the cadre, for USM, Father, for this nation you let us be a part of, and the leadership that you've given us. Walk with these now. Father, encourage them, be their strength. Amen.
Amen. Per Army traditions, we will now play the Army song. Please leave your microphones on mute. We look forward to hearing all of you sing in person at our next ceremony.
With the army and brother
This concludes the commissioning ceremony. Thank you for attending. We will now cease all Zoom recording and Facebook live streaming. We'd like to invite all participants to join us for a virtual social following this ceremony. At the end of the social, we will share a message from the Secretary of the Army Chief of Staff, and the commanding generals of both Training and Doctrine Command, as well as U.S. Army Cadet Command. Once again, congratulations to all of our newest second lieutenants. Have a good day.